Hello, Fightful Faithful. Welcome to the thing where people that we know from before come back to visit. It's like a high school reunion for NXT, but
Alex.
Yeah.
It's the NXT Sour Grabs post show is what this is.
Oh, yes, right.
It's your NXT Sour Grabs post show, in fact, for August 30th. And we would love for you to participate by getting in your super chats, getting in your humper chats, supporting us on Twitch at twitch.tv/Fightful Gaming. Send us your tiggle bitties.
Yep. Do that. Do the thing she said.
Leave a thumbs up on this video. Hey, it's free. That's the best way you can support us. Leave a thumbs up so people can find us in the algorithm talking about this show. And head on over to Fightful Select and subscribe. There's more and more wrestling news coming out of Fightful Select all the time. Stuff coming out before Worlds Collide. Stuff before the Clash'll, as you guys know, is coming up. All the AEW drama you could possibly watch over there as well. Fightful Select, $5 a month. And hey, you get more than just all the scoop skis that Sean's scooping out, like that Tostitos commercial. The scoop, there it is commercial. It's so good. Anyway, you also get Alex and I doing Raw reviews, doing SmackDown reviews, him always, me often. And we do pay-per-view, paywall post shows. So if you're like, I saw the show, I get a feel for what they're doing on the main, I want to get sour, I want to get more in depth on things, come join Alex and I behind the paywall for a younger, sexier post show of virtually any pay-per-view that you have going on. And Alex, we've got a weekend full coming on up. You and me, buddy. It's a lot.
Pay-per-view and play post shows are we doing just this weekend, Kate?
147.
This many.
This many in 2 days.
Three in 2 days.
Yeah.
I'll
probably do 4.
If there was a fourth show, I would do it. Please come and hang out with us this weekend. There should be some really good stuff to talk about. There will also be, if last night is any indication, some crazy decisions made across the board on the WWE side, and God knows what happens in AEW this weekend, because that's just, who knows? But come hang out with us this weekend. This should be a lot of fun. So tonight we're going to talk about NXT and the go-home for Worlds Collide. It was the theme was where all the 22-year-olds show up at homecoming at the high school and say, "Hey, you better take being homecoming king serious, dude, because it comes there's a lot that comes with it. Because I was homecoming king, and like now, I'm in my 5th year over at State U studying business. I only got 2 more years left to go. So I'm the treasurer of Kappa Psi. So I totally get it. What you're going through, dude, broski. It did feel a lot like that, where all the people who were a little too shouldn't you be gone now, came back to say hi at homecoming, and it did feel kind of like that in fun ways, but also by then it was like, so what? Did all of you just get the same flight from Pittsburgh to Orlando and are hopping on the flight to Cardiff tomorrow? Is that what we're all doing? Did you get a group rate? Because that seems like fun.
I mean, I would hope so. That would just be fiscally irresponsible. I think if this had taken place over longer than 1 week, I would have really liked it, because this felt more like brand supremacy than the stuff that they shoveled down our throats.
It did.
At Survivor Series, which I liked. They brought back, I think it was because they brought back the right people, that if it wasn't all of them in one night, if it was just spread out over 2-3 weeks, I think I actually would have really liked it, because individually I liked them all, but to your point, it was someone showing up Pete Dunne is showing up on a monitor. Like, it was a little much, but
yeah. Yes. JW Pringle sends in a super chat. Please get in your super chats and humper chats at humperchats.com. That greatly helps Fightful and us as well. Thank you so much for any donations you choose to make. JW Pringle says, one true Alex, Kate of Elizabeth, Council of Marks, the ladies of Cease and Desist, Pope Papa Elizabeth, SGSers, whole lot of familiar faces on the old 2.0 tonight. So much wrestling, so little time.
there is so much wrestling and so little time.
Yes. Jerry Pringle also says, State U? Nah, go to Save Money and go to Chase U, where you can group on your degree in wedge shredders for $15.
That's really good.
There it goes. Saved by the Bell, the college years. That's what it is. That's
That
totally
is.
great. Yeah.
JW Pringle, thank you for your salutations as always.
No, yeah. There are a lot of things I think to be excited for Worlds Collide. Because when they give them time and let them go, usually there's some good stuff that comes out of it. I think that the NXT UKers are really trying to prove themselves, so they're going to make sure that the matches are great. So I think there's a lot to look forward to in this thing. That doesn't mean that tonight was all that great, because there was some weird stuff in here that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
It was very go homey, like the go
Yes.
homiest. Yeah.
Yes, it was the go homiest go home, wasn't it? Speaking of things not making sense to me, Grayson Waller beat Apollo Crews, and look, I get it. Okay, he's not my fave, and so I'm always going to be kind of like judgmental about the whole thing. I also get it. Like, you had him, I guess they're saying inadvertently get Apollo Crews in the eye the first time and then go back to the eye twice in the final 30 seconds to allow him to hit get the victory with his idiotic go outside, run a little bit, jump through the ropes, do a somersault, pop up stunner. I think that's the actual. If you go to, I think if he's in 2K22, I think that's the actual name when you assign it.
Oh,
to
it
him.
goes. Yeah, that goes back to the carnival days of wrestling.
Yeah, jump back, go out of the ropes, do a little runny deal, jump through the ropes, do a somersault, pop up stunner. That's what they call it. So he won, and I guess I get it. But when Apollo Crews first showed up, there was a lot of like, oh. Yeah, this is it, man. Apollo Crews coming back to the place that he left too early. To like, with all that experience on the main roster, to work with Braun Breaker and some of the other young guys that we like, and try and teach them some stuff. And maybe if you're gonna send Breaker up to the main roster, the perfect guy to get a NXT title reign a la Mandy Rose for the women would be Apollo Crews. And since then, all we've seen him is be Diner Vigilante, Alleyway Nosy Nelly, and then like he's having his visions of stuff, which apparently Wade Barrett can see now too, because he's talking all about him on commentary. Apparently, like, if you're going to have visions, I think you should have them so no one else can see them. That's my own thing. I thought that was how those things worked.
Well, you gotta be in one world or the other too, to your point last week of either everybody can see them or nobody can see them.
Right.
It's not
some
people can see them. Yeah.
Right. But I'm kind of disappointed in what we've gotten out of Crews. Like, not out of him, like he's letting me down, but like there was a lot of momentum. People were like, oh yeah, let's do some stuff. I thought we were gonna like, let's cruise, no pun intended, cruise on over.
Your puns, you coward.
That one actually wasn't intended. I said it before I realized. Let's get moving toward this big time clash. But that was the thing that was first done. Braun Breaker standing in the ring with a title, and Apollo Crews announced his presence and said, I'm here for that. and they haven't done anything with it since. He was like hanging out with the Diamond Mine, like, hey, you should probably watch this tape back because I'm pretty sure Roddy Strong is trying to, and like, he's been doing like 4 or 5 different things, but none of them the right things. He had like a feud with Zion Quinn that lasted a week and a half. Why is he down there if you're not going to do something important with him?
He's not like Ziggler dipped back down and then went back up, right? Like, it feels like Apollo Crews is going to be an extended stay. And then on top of that, like, he lost to Giovanni Vinci, right? In what was a really good match. But I feel like this might be a victim of the handoff situation. And with NXT, it feels like there's 3 handoffs that are happening. It went from Vince to Shawn for like a month. And now it's going to go to Triple H. So I'm hoping that's what's accounting for him feeling a little lost here. But you're right in that it feels like if there was a plan for him, that plan has changed drastically. Again, like, I am with you in that we can't come on here and say, like, if Grayson Waller is supposed to feel important, he needs to start getting wins and then complain that he wins, right? Like, so that's a little bit tricky. But at the same time, you could have Grayson Waller beat a bunch of other people. You could have him beat Andre Chase. Because as we know, the person that's actually going to do damage to Grayson Waller is this guy.
Yeah.
Like, this is the guy who's going to take out Grayson Waller.
That's the guy.
And I'll be darned.
Worlds are colliding right now.
I'll be darned if it's not going to be this guy.
Be darned. Wallaby darned. That's not a wallaby. That's a kangaroo. First of all.
I know, but it's Australian.
Yeah, no.
At least I intend my puns.
Yeah, no, you should do. No, you.
Can he be on your little show?
You planned that. Yeah, sure. You planned that out. I can tell from weeks ago.
Okay, but there was a drink at Outback Steakhouse called the Wallaby Darned, and that's why I even thought of it.
I don't even want to know why you know that. Like, that's
because there's like 2 things to do when you grow up in Binghamton, New York. One of them is to go to Outback Steakhouse. The other is to Barnes and Noble. And then if it's past 10 p.m., you go to Denny's. That's it. That's all we have.
Wow. That's all. So those are 3 very specific and odd. Like, the idea that you would have an Outback, but not say a Chili's or an Applebee's is very odd to me.
We got like an Applebee's.
This is the rest of the show now. I'm quizzing. The rest of the show. You guys can go away if you want. It's just going to be me quizzing Kate on all of the pseudo casual fine dining. What do they call that? Fast casual? No, that's not right. Whatever.
It's literally we had chain restaurants and then a diner.
Chain restaurants. Mm-hmm.
That was a cigarette, and that was about it. There was a lot. And we have the Mets AA team, which was cool. I worked there. Shocker. Kate worked at the baseball stadium.
So great. That was a cigarette. That's very good.
They would give you cheese fries, Alex. I'm not kidding. And there would be slices of cheese just melted on top of fries. Like, you could see where the squares were.
No. That's a yes. Only a cigarette would serve you that. Yes, I totally agree. Graham B says, shout out to all my go homies. Get it? Leave a thumbs up.
I do.
Paul Elizabeth says, once again, super call outs from Sir JW of Pringle. Absolutely. So Grayson Waller won, and he gets to talk some shit of like how he did something, even though he obviously cheated to do it, which I get. Like, that's his character.
I mean, he's a heel, so
I get it.
You just
I don't know where are we going with this? Like,
what do you mean? Where are we going with this?
What is like? He's just been treading water.
This is where we're going with this.
I wish that was the case, Kate. I do, but I'm not going to let it play out. Everyone tells me this is long-term storytelling. That Grayson and and
Jack's
Roy
kangaroo.
Roy DeRue, Kangaroid over here are going to have a knockdown, drag out grudge match. But I've been waiting for months now, and there's no movement on this storyline, and I'm wondering if we're ever actually really going to get it.
It would seem, well, it's Hunter now, so it would be a 2 out of 3 falls match, obviously.
It's true. That's true.
Between Roy DeRue and Grayson Waller.
Yeah. Roy DeRue or Kangaroid. I'm not really sure which is best.
Weigh in the chat. Kangaroid or Roy DeRue? I kind of like Kangaroid.
Kangaroid's pretty good, I think. Anyway, listen. He's kind of treading water and has been forever. So, like, where are you going with this character? What is the ultimate goal where you want this person to be? Where are we moving towards? Because right now it's kind of nothing. Which is the same thing with Cruz. So I guess it's kind of weird.
I think, and part of that's not even his fault. Like, they've just never had him near any title, but they made you think he was going to be a really big deal, that he dated Tiffany Stratton for 2 weeks, and he had Sanga in his corner for 4 minutes. Like, it's been all, and he was like, we thought Shoot injured, but then it wasn't work. Like, it's just been all over the place with his creative. So that actually, as much as, like, I feel like he maybe doesn't have the highest ceiling in the world. Mm-hmm. I do feel like creative has not helped him in any way.
Yeah, that's true. New Guru says Outback puts Applebee's in a body bag. However, Jersey is the absolute king of diners. Getting drunk at 2 a.m. and scarfing down a chicken finger wrap is what we live for in the Northeast. Luis says, "What the hell are y'all doing in New York?" He says NY.
Like upstate New York, like
right,
upstate, not Yonkers like New Yorkers call it upstate, but like upstate.
The Nurguru says we should call him Kangaroo Jacked.
That's a good one.
That's pretty good.
That's a really good Nurguru. I like that one.
It's pretty good. Roy Zhang says something that I think that we've all kind of overlooked. And it seems obvious when you think about it. Aaliyah will also win the Waller versus Kangaroid match. Somehow Aaliyah will be in it, and she'll also win it. I don't know how.
But she won't do anything.
But she's definitely she'll just pop up at the end and roll up somebody who's not legal.
One Luthez press to Kangaroid, and then she'll roll someone up. Yep. She'll roll the wrong person up. They won't even be in the match.
So Mako got a video package about her. She's awesome and should win this match on Sunday and won't win this match on Sunday. And that makes me sad. But she's later, the person that everybody who's got a big title match gets like walked up on by somebody. And hers was Kaylee Ray, because Kaylee Ray is a good guy now, I guess. We see like it's like I hope you win on Sunday, and then she says, I won this belt from a great champion, and that is true. But like I feel like she wouldn't say that to evil Kaylee Ray. She can only say it because Kaylee Ray's good now. But I like the interaction. It reminded me of a great title match, and also reminded me that Kaylee Ray is too good for this place and should be on the main roster like a week ago. So, yeah.
I think it's possible that the mingling that we're getting like leads to some call-ups. We've seen reports that you can read about on FightfulSelect.com.
Right.
That there are people that they have ready to call up and that they're pretty set up on the names. If they're not going to Kaylee Ray a title run, they've got to call her up, because this is just
And Louise pointing out that they embraced after their match in NXT UK. So maybe like that was where Kaylee Ray's heart grew three sizes that day, and she realized that she had been wrong the whole time. Exactly. Diamond Mines backstage. It's so funny the way that they stage things, and these are actors who don't know how to act, you know. So like, like Brutus is punching this thing over here, and Damon is punching this thing over here, and then Julius walks between them as though he's been in the middle of a 7.5-minute speech. Because it's just there's no change. There's no like, hey guys, I've been thinking. There's just like he just keeps talking as though there's other things that he has said. I'm like, well, why are we starting this in the middle of this scene? That's weird. But he's trying to fire them up, and then Roddy comes in. Hey guys, I pulled the security cam footage from the camera above the ring, and this will prove I'm innocent. And later he does the same basic thing. I was like, if this has to lead to him being proven right, yes. Otherwise, it's so weird that he's so desperate to prove his innocence and says he has evidence. If the evidence isn't exculpatory, then I don't think you should keep bringing it up.
Show them.
Yeah.
I am so okay. First of all, but I know they're not actors, Alex. I know.
Yeah.
They had Malcolm Bivens managing them.
They really did.
They released Malcolm Bivens. I know. He said he was going to leave when his contract was up. Yeah, had him under contract.
You did.
Not good. And how many more times are we going to have this like diamond mine blue ball stuff? I can't. It's not great. It's like this is the second time they've teased breaking him up, and now it's like now with only bad acting. Like it's not good. It's not good.
Yeah.
And you're right. Why would he keep being like, I have evidence if it was going to prove him guilty?
Right. So he has to wind up being innocent. Otherwise, it's like, hey guys, here, look at this evidence. And I mean, so the swerve is that he's been a good guy the whole time? Because he's really been an asshole all the time. That's a weird thing for him to like, no, I've just been an asshole. I mean, I've been technically innocent of what you're accusing me of, but I've been a downright dick to all of you. Like that's a weird thing, right?
And like interfering?
Yeah.
Good guys don't interfere with entitlement.
It's weird. It's weird.
Just call Roddy up.
But then they're like, why don't get out of here? We don't trust you. Go away. Oh, come on. I just love how angry Roddy gets. Oh, come on. And he runs away. And then Ivy Nile comes up with Tater. Tater Paxley's wearing a face shield because she broke her nose or something. It's like, Ivy did this to me and she likes me. We're on the same side. I think we're going to be okay in our tag match. But Ivy's trying to lay down the law. Everybody's got to be nice to each other because I'm Ivy Nile. It is funny though because she like, how, I don't know if you felt this way, but I did. Nia Jax always came across as very intimidating until she started talking, and then she sounded like the vice president of the PTA, and it didn't really come across as anything like Shayna Baszler like feels like she's got something in her vocal cadence that makes you scared of her. Ivy Nile is just like
she's adorable, Alex.
She sounds like a hostess at Applebee's. Could I show you to your table? Would you like a booth?
Can I get you a wallaby darned?
See, but
I just want to shout out to this guy because if he had hung in there and waited until the end, he would have been so mad.
What are you talking about? Unsubbed from the entire channel? Man, I mean, listen, Av's the one. Like, there are other shows where there's like reviews. Like, I mean,
I wish it was like I'm gonna stay in there the whole time, and then we could singing songs.
We could breeze through this and go. Grayson Waller beat Apollo Crews.
What did you think of the match?
I thought it was all right. And then there were several backstage segments. Then the Casey, Katie, whatever their names are, the two of them. The women's tag champs, they defeated Tatum, Paxley, and Ivy Nile. There was some interference. Like
every other review show on this channel reviews the show and then they're out. That's not us.
Yeah.
It's
no, yeah. Listen. I mean, we could do that. I find it very boring.
I know what we're doing April Fool's Day.
Oh, that'd be fun.
A normal review.
That would be so mean to our people who actually love us.
Yeah, but it would still be funny because we'd be like all normal. Yeah. And like all I thought this match was great. I thought the in the corner, that the high spot, I really liked the Tower of Doom they did. And we can continue talking about the show so that more people don't unsubscribe. Oh
no. Yep. The line drive says Roderick Strong gets angry like a white middle-class accountant in his mid-40s from Kansas. Oh, come on!
Oh, come
on! He honestly reminds me of the old Saturday Night Live skit where it was all like a guy and his wife and his two teenage kids who are sitting around eating very noisily.
I am up to here right now.
Yeah, it's Will Ferrell. It's like, I drive a Dodge Stratus, big time stuff.
And then they're just. How was school?
How was school today, dear? I love those old ones.
Man.
So yeah, I guess I'll talk about this now. A hashtag porn accountant has a hashtag porn assistant now, says Orion Ben 666. Henry T. Casey says Brazzers accountant has a Brazzers secretary. And she is doing nothing but talking shit at Zoe Stark about how Zoe Stark is a liability because you can't stop getting hurt. So here's the deal. We see later, Toxic Attraction seems fine. We all assumed the worst about young Nikita Lyons, and that her perhaps her vax status was what was keeping that tag team from competing in Montreal. But they're saying no, it was actually Zoe who got hurt. But Zoe competed tonight, and I mean, like, I understand, like, you can be not cleared for a week or whatever,
but they didn't.
And be cleared again.
It was their phrasing of saying medically unavailable.
I know. Yeah. If Gigi got a concussion, those things can come and go depending on what you're doing. But it was very odd that it was like they kept mentioning how both these teams were snake bit by injuries and it cost everything. Like, if they're here and available now, just move on. Just move on from that because we deal with it or whatever. It is very odd, I think, for people who don't pay attention to all of the wrestling the way we are forced to process, like, oh, I thought you said she was injured. She's wrestling on the show right now. It is a hard thing for some people to do that. So just whatever. It's fine. Porn accountant has a porn assistant.
Yes.
I'll just let you go ahead with that.
I feel like she has put on continually more clothes, Alex, but I feel like the sterile set that they have has made it seem more like it's porn. You know what I mean? It's like, I have a desk and a computer, but now I have a cardigan. And she's not doing any. She
says, "Who do you think you are? Who does he think he works for? Does he know who I am? Like, I don't know what actually, like,
I'm a porn accountant, damn it! Don't you know who I am?
I understand that you have training in this field, right? The idea that you used to be a porn accountant, but now you're a wrestler, I can get that. That you're currently a porn accountant who is also a wrestler, that doesn't jive with me. Like, not porn accountant, but like she's supposed to be a currently, like, by day she's a high-powered business lady, and by night, at least on Tuesday night, she's a wrestler. And that's bullshit. Frankly, it's 2022, and we understand that you're a wrestler. You're a wrestler. You don't Duke the Dumpster Drozy ain't walking through that door. We understand when people used to be other things, and that can be part of their gig, but it's a ridiculous thing.
Well, and she went from like crunching the numbers. She was like sexy Axiom. To giving like a PowerPoint on how she was going to kick, I think it was Mandy Rose's ass, right?
She's Sexium.
She's Sexium.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm so sexy. No.
Does he even know who he works for? Does he even know who I am?
She's Sexium.
She was like doing that. And then she gave a PowerPoint, and now she's just like generally on her computer.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a weird. I never thought the gimmick worked. It's just a weird thing.
You know what? She's like, you know, in Lifetime movies when somebody is a high-powered businesswoman and they go back to their small town to visit their parents who are probably also sick, but they just have to keep working. She's that level of nondescript. And they gave her a jacket so she would look like less of a porn accountant. But now she just has like a desk with just like a computer. Nothing else on it. And nothing else in the room.
No.
Like there's no.
Except for her assistant.
Except for her assistant. Because every good porn accountant.
Yeah, has an assistant.
Needs an assistant.
Like
my porn intern.
She has to, like, because when she takes a meeting with a client, she has to buzz her assistant to come in. Could you come in and help me with something? And that's the second half of the video. I've heard.
Oh no, our quarterly numbers are down. What are we ever going to do? That's it. That's the whole fucking thing.
Desiree, could you come in here and help me with something?
You know what, though? Heck, if she was your accountant, Alex,
yeah,
you're in good shape. But if she wasn't your accountant,
you
might need a little bit of help.
Yeah, it's true.
With your taxes.
I mean, hypothetically.
Hypothetically, you might need a little bit of help getting the numbers crunched. And you know what? It's not TurboTax that needs to help you, but it's Blue Chew.
Your penis is soft. Let me help. Not like that. BlueChew.com. Code FIGHTFUL. Blue Chew brings you the first chewable with the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but it's ready when you are, or when you're not. It's not about having a problem. It's about having that performance, that excellent performance, that confidence. Fill out their online questionnaire. You'll work with an online physician. You won't have to wait in line at the pharmacy or the doctor's office. It's shipped discreetly and directly to you, and you get that first shipment free when you use that code FIGHTFUL at checkout. You want to be confident, don't you? You want that pay-per-view, that main event performance. Don't let yourself or somebody else down. Use BlueChew.com and the code FIGHTFUL.
Sid Pringle says they're one black leather couch away from a TV MA accountant. Alpha Bill says, are we expecting a pool boy wrestler soon? And I just love this. I'm not dunking on it. Like, I'm just getting my jokes off, man. This is like, I'm not comparing the Kiana James or whatever her name is to Britt Baker. That's not what I'm doing.
No.
That's not what we're doing. It's not that serious. Like, it's not that serious.
And she's actually a dentist. And she uses the lockjaw in the ring. And she uses the glove in there. It's a part of the in-ring gimmick for Britt Baker. This is porn accountant.
I'm not burying the talent. I'm burying the creative. I'm burying the hell out of the creative.
Yeah, she was actually pretty good in the ring.
I'm not burying the talent. No.
She wasn't bad at the ring.
Right.
The creative is atrocious.
Right. So we got what I can never remember. It's not Casey and Katana. It's Kayden and Katana.
Yes.
Because she's always going to be Casey Catanzaro to me, because you build her when she first showed up as, hey, look, it's that person you all fell in love with on American Ninja Warrior, Casey Catanzaro. And so to change her name later seems like it's not, you know.
Well, and you changed it to Katana Chance. And the reason she changed her name, according to her, was because she drinks whiskey now.
Yes, that is what, because Katana Chance drinks whiskey. But we saw them versus Tater Tots and Ivy Nile. Yes. There. It's a thing. How did this end? There was some weird schmozzy thing, and I forget what it was because other things happened since then.
Well, they won. And then
Toxic Attraction was up in the Toxic booth, the Toxic Lounge.
They were in the lounge, Alex.
They were in the Toxic Lounge with Mandy, and then JC and JJ came down. Gigi and JJ came down, and they were like, "Hey, come on, Ivy Nile, why don't you hit us?" And then she did. It's like she actually ran them off by herself, which I liked. And then we got that was why that Casey and Kayden were able to win. I'm sorry, I'm not calling her Katana anymore. Casey and Kayden were able to win. The TikTok tag team, as they christened them about a year ago, the TikTok tag team, TikTok twins, were able to beat Ivy and Tater Tots. And then she's like, "Hey, ladies, we'll see you soon down the road," or whatever. And then but it looks like we don't have anybody. There's no women's tag champs from NXT UK, so there's nobody for us to face. So we're going to have a dance party in the parking lot at Worlds Collide. And then we hear, do drop. I was like, oh, cool. I was like, literally, this is a cool idea. But I need this, Kate. I need this for me. On Sunday, I needed to be Piper Niven and Nikki Cross. I needed to be Piper Niven and Nikki Cross.
Yeah.
Versus Katana and Kayden. I need that. That's what I need for me, personally.
This was, I think, awesome. It was really fun if you saw Nikki's face, because she's supposed to be coming out all badass and challenging, right? And then the welcome back chant started, and you could just see her melt, which was so. I love moments like that. Break all the kayfabe you want if it's real emotion about the fact that you're excited to be doing something. I would like for them to recruit Alba Fire out of this.
I know, me too.
And then go back to the main roster. But I think this is really cool, especially because you have pretty non-existent NXT tag division outside of the teams we already saw for the 4-pack, kind of. And then Toxic Attraction is apparently out of action. So I'm glad they're doing this. I think I think the direction that they took for this is actually very fun.
Right.
And this moment, I was like, this rules. And then I was like, oh, is that the direction we're going with this? Is this whole pay-per-view going to be it? And it looks like it's going to, and I'm really excited about that. So I loved everything about this. I think it's a great use of Nikki and I'm going to call her Piper. And I think it'll be really good experience for Kayden and Katana as well. And this was a positive development in my book. I think this was really great.
Yeah. I need to see the old Nikki back.
Yeah.
I need to see that. I need to see the Nikki that that competed in this. Well, I was going to say in this building. It's not that building anymore, but it's, for all intents and purposes, it is this building, because she had some amazing matches back when she was in NXT.
Or if not Crazy Nikki, not
I'm
Nikki
saying,
ASH.
I mean,
like another evolution of her. Yeah.
Like the thing about Nikki ASH is that really, since she lost the championship over a year ago, her gimmick has been thinks she's a superhero and is bad at wrestling. Like, so much so that like she drags her partners down, and it's like she, at one point it looked like she feels like she's a failure and needs somebody to pull her back up out of the depths. And that was supposed to be Dewdrop, who's like, are you ready to get serious about things now? And Nikki was like, yeah, I think I am. And all we got of her being serious was going from a blue getup to a black one. And that's not what we want. Like, the ASH thing, I would argue, was dead on arrival. Yes, she got to be champion while she was that, but she was a joke champion. Like, let's be real, she was a joke champion.
Before I joined this program and I was in the chat and we were talking about that, they didn't even bother to make a t-shirt design for her for the 6 weeks she was champion. And the bummer of it is she had one really great promo and it wasn't on TV. And it was clearly what her iteration of it was that she, because it was the opposite of what they did. It was, I know I'm not a superhero, but I feel like one. I feel like one when I'm in that ring. I feel like one when I have this mask and cape on. It makes me feel like I could be one. And that is awesome. That's really fun. That's an authentic gimmick that I don't love, but I can connect to as an adult, that is tailor-made for kids and will make you a gajillion dollars. What they did instead was make her do the opposite and think that she's a superhero when her whole iteration of it was clearly, I know I'm not, but I feel like one, which are opposite characters in the same presentation. So what I would love, because the other issue is I want to root for Nikki. Like, I find her incredibly easy to get behind, which is why I was bummed when that character did fall flat. But I'm ready for her to move on from this, and it doesn't have to be back to Crazy Nikki, but it can't be this anymore. No. I'm excited for fresh, clean slates and creative, hopefully.
There is a version of Nikki Cross that doesn't require her to be insane. She can just be a little pit bull that won't stop and has a motor that never quits. And if you're going to pin her, you're going to have to kill her. That's who Nikki Cross was. All the crazy stuff that she did where she was actually playing crazy, that's a different thing. I'm talking about just the way that she was in the ring as being that, she would never stop until you killed her. There's some really great stuff. When she had her match with Shayna for the title, and right before she passed out in the Kirifuda clutch, she smiled like that, because bliss. I fought until I couldn't fight anymore, and I never gave up. I lost, but you had to kill me to do it. I think that's some really cool stuff there. And I think that person still exists. And I think that Piper Niven and her can be an amazing tag team. And obviously I'm not in charge, but if I were, I would actually actually do it. Switch it up. I'd have Piper Niven come out, Nikki Cross come out, change their thing, Piper and Nikki or whatever, that's what they are, and I have them win. And I have them switch places, because they've done everything they can do on the main roster right now. They've wrestled everybody they can. You send Kayden and Katana up to the main roster, all of a sudden that's a new set of matchups for everybody. And then you have Dewdrop and Nikki as the women's tag champs in NXT, and they can be like the veterans who will teach a lot of these younger tag teams what they can do. They can also have a fun if you wanted to, if you're not going to call them up now, which I think you should, they have a really good feud with Toxic Attraction once they're all healthy. That could be, because who are they? They're the opposite of look how sexy we are. They're like, we're going to destroy you.
Yeah.
Like if my friend here, the little one, doesn't claw your eyes out, I'm going to crush all of your ribs. Like that's a really fun tandem to have those two kinds of tag teams face off against each other. I'd have them actually win. They're not gonna, but I'd have them do it.
And that would be different stylistically too, right? Because Nikki and Piper are so different from each other. And both of those styles are very different from Gigi and JJ, who I think are more in the same ballpark. So that could be a whole bunch of fun.
Yeah. I'm sorry if you just tuned in, Franklin. They're in NXT tonight, and they're challenging for the NXT titles, women's titles on Sunday. So that's why we're talking about it. Anyway, so we got a bunch of hold on. Nurguru says still in the camp that since we seem to be doing gang wars stuff with Bianca and Bailey and all that, and seem to be going forward with Sasha and Naomi added, and have Becky lead Doudrop, Nikki, and KLR as a Celtic invasion. It's money, do it. I've been advocating for that for a very long time. I think it's a fantastic idea that they're not going to do, so I just stopped wanting it because it became too hard. It was so hard to want something that I knew I was never going to get. We got a whole bunch of these little cameos, as I said. The early 20s people coming home to homecoming to go to the football game and just stake their claim to like, hey, I used to go here. First, we got Braun Breaker talking to Prince Devitt, because like Finn. It's so funny because everybody who showed up tonight back in NXT, like, were their old selves. Did you notice this?
Yes. Yeah.
Like Finn Balor showed up, yes, leader of the Judgment Day or whatever, or I would say second in command to Rhea Ripley. But when he walked
he
up
walked
to
through
Braun,
the black and gold door, and
he walked to the portal, and it was like he stepped into the multiverse, and this is the version of Finn that I loved. That guy, the guy that carried the black and gold brand on his back through the latter half of the pandemic era. Like that, there was not that Finn Balor. Now I'm not talking about Japan era, but since he came to the States, there's never been a better Finn Balor than that Finn Balor. Every match was a banger. He cut like really insightful, passionate promos. That's where the microphone to the side thing was born, but it actually really worked because he was so angry about stuff, all that stuff. But when he's like, hey, I'm the only two-time, I'm like one of the only two-time, three-time, whatever you say. But anyway, I held this belt for longer than anybody, so I know what it's all about. He could have easily been there, but like, hey, but the UK is where I'm from. Well, like, you know, the area, the British Isles. But he's like, no, I want you to go in there and defend it. And it did feel a lot like, as you said, brand supremacy. But I really did like how everybody who showed up was their old selves.
Yeah. And what I love about it is it just automatically has more weight to it because they're actually unifying the titles. This isn't just like, whose t-shirt do you like better, the blue t-shirts or the red t-shirts like Nick Wilde and Crazy Kids? No, they're like literally merging titles here. So to have people that those titles meant something to contextualizes this very, very nicely. I just wish it had been over a couple weeks because it was kind of overload tonight, but it's a great idea in that you're like the magic of this to me is you're telling the story of the belts, and that automatically makes the unification of them feel like something is at stake, right? You're saying like, this is the importance. And this is essentially what Finn Balor said is like, you're fighting for the lineage of that belt, not just the golden leather of that. And so I really liked that because it was like, here's the weight of what's happening told in this really kind of like clever series of people coming back. I thought that was well done.
Yeah, I thought it was really well done too. We also saw Tommaso Ciampa show up in his old Tommaso Ciampa,
Yes.
like
Talking
hanging out
about
here.
Goldie.
Talking about Goldie and wearing his old cargo pants and sitting on the chair the way he does and cutting a promo like old Ciampa. It is odd how when Tommaso Ciampa goes back through that door, he instantly becomes somebody who would never be caught dead playing sidekick to The Miz. Like there's no way that guy who was talking to Braun Breaker is like, oh, anyway, I gotta go hang out with The Miz. Like that's never a chance. Yes, it did. All the cameos did, and in fact, give the matchups weight in history, and I did like that. We got.
And it was clever. It wasn't like they weren't all in the ring talking about like. This was a very great way to expedite the stories going into a pay-per-view in a very short amount of time. Like I thought that was super well done. I do see that we have some new people in the chat. Just a heads up, this is not a traditional review show. It's called Sour Graps. We're extremely critical of the creative and not the talent here, and it goes about 2 hours. And the first 90 minutes of it are a review, and the last half hour is absolute fun, ridiculous nonsense. Chaos. So it's a blast. Stick around if you want to have some fun.
Yeah. Anyway, so Tyler Bate is on an iPad with Pete Dunne. That's Pete Dunne. You can't tell me it's not Pete Dunne. He was actually speaking words in full sentences like a human being. That was Pete Dunne. And he's like, we were just kids when you beat me for that NXT UK championship. But don't forget, I'll beat you at Chicago, at NXT TakeOver Chicago for that too. And but we both know how important it is. So you go and you do whatever. I don't care. Like, and so it was great. I loved it. But then you hear Wade Barrett, and I wanted to punch him. He goes, oh, yes, Tyler Bate and Butch had some battles over that time. Don't you dare use that. That is his slave name. Don't you dare use it. That's a horrible thing to do. His name is Pete Dunne. His name is Peter Dune, and you say it with respect, sir.
Wade Barrett has me blocked on Twitter, and I don't know why. It really bugs me. It could be because we talk shit about the show he's on for 2 hours every Tuesday, but I've only said nice things about him on Twitter. And I thought maybe this is like when Shawn Michaels blocked me for saying Brett is better than Shawn. I didn't tag him. I didn't even use last names.
Yep.
But for the record, I think Bret Hart was a better wrestler than Wade Barrett. I'm sorry.
One of the I will contend one of the greatest matches in TakeOver history, and does not get enough love. It's so good. Then we got Shayna showing up, talking to Mandy, and like putting some like, it's important that you win this thing, because if you don't, everyone's going to say that everything you did up until this point was meaningless because you lost the title to Mako. And it was like, it was just so natural of like Shayna, just like not being mean spirited, like you're gonna lose, like, and like I just think it's like it's so true. Like I loved it because also Mandy had to come and like, I'm gonna pass you soon because I'm gonna have the biggest, I'm gonna have the longest reign. I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna beat you, and like you're not even gonna make it past Sunday, and that would be the happiest swerve for me.
It would
if Mako won, but
I loved this segment for two reasons. One, Shayna's the longest reigning women's champion that they have, so it makes that feel really important. And it also, for an audience that might not be familiar with Mako, you just told me how important she is right away.
Right.
Like, boom, which is really, really cool. Like, these were really good tonight.
Blair got walked up on by Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, that was a good one too. These were good. There was just a lot of them.
Yeah. And Tyler got walked up on by Gunther, by Walter, which was
that was one of my favorites
moment, because it was Walter was just being a straight up regular guy, like having a conversation. There was no like, now I have to represent, the match is Heilig and all this kind of crap. It's just having a conversation. Like, this is for honor. You're also representing NXT Europe, which for Walter is a bigger deal because UK, he has no attachment to that. He has attachment to the brand, but not the actual country. You're like, you take this thing and you can take it into NXT Europe with you. That's the big deal. And
I liked because so much of this was focused on the past and the present. This talks about the future. I loved this from him saying, this isn't brand supremacy for the last of a dying brand, essentially, and a current brand. This is for the future of NXT Europe. Like, have some pride in that was an awesome way to go about this. This was really good. This reminded me at WrestleMania when they had the rain delay and they had to do like promo roulette, and they had been like the best promos ever because they didn't have time to prepare for them, but they just felt so organic and natural. This felt kind of like that, where it was like they were super quick, but like extremely effective, and just like all this breathing room for pro wrestlers to be pro wrestlers. It was great.
Yeah. Jada Pringles said, Brett, better than Barrett. You fly too close to the sun, Kate.
Brett, huge gap. Everybody else.
Yeah. Line Drive says, I cried as a big NXT UK fan to see Gunther stress the importance of the NXT UK title. And the champion isn't Dragunov because of injury. It's that's kind of crazy. Because Dragunov versus Breakker would be. I'm loving that we're getting Bate. Don't get me wrong, because I love Tyler Bate, but Dragunov
is a special guy.
Yeah. Hold on one second. Same Z's Sports and Things shows. I've never ever added anybody. I never at anybody. Seth Rollins, Shawn Michaels, Vanity Searching. Find me saying things I probably shouldn't. I guess, whatever.
I
got my Twitter fingers, But
I literally just said hello, good morning, Brett is better than Sean to piss off people on the internet, and he blocked me. No tags, no last name.
Of course.
Just
so good. So good. You know what that means is somebody sent it to him. That's what. Yeah.
Who would snitch on me like
snitch
that?
Taggers, man. They're terrible. DNC Digital, first time in the chat. Huge fan of you guys. Thank you, DNC. We love having you here, man.
Always being really cool and nice on Twitter and not getting blocked by HBK, I guess.
Yeah. It'd be some really good stuff. I think was that all of them? I think that's everybody. We already mentioned the Kaylee Ray one.
Kaylee Ray, the Rhea one was good.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Rhea walked up on Blaine Davenport and yeah, she's still obviously doing. She's. It's kind of odd with Rhea because I really love her. She has to do the least to go from what she was doing, what she's currently doing in Judgment Day, to what she was doing in NXT.
Yes.
She was just a straight up badass. Like, I don't care who you are, you step in the ring with me, you're going down. And it wasn't like a heel or face thing. It was just like, nobody's touching me. Like, she was at the absolute top of her game. They booked her so incredibly strong. The fact that she ended Shayna Baszler's reign, I had that amazing match with Bianca, and I contend would have been put over Charlotte in the stadium in front of people, but they decided not to do it. I don't know why. There's all kinds of stuff, man. It was a really good stuff.
Alex, it was great. I think it was a great way to build to a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I would say, darn it, it was magic. Would you say it was magic?
I would say it would be like magic, but like not nearly as magic as like some kind of hypothetical, completely fanciful, never actually existed high protein cereal. But that would be magic. Like that would be insane.
Oh my God,
of course,
Alex!
Such a thing does not actually exist.
Alex. What if I told you right now?
Yes.
Such a thing does exist.
No.
Would you want to hear more about it from our friend whose birthday it is, Sean Ross Sapp?
I would need to hear more about it.
Who doesn't love cereal? The crunch, the sweetness, the way you can accidentally eat a whole box or sneak it as a midnight snack. Then you grow up and you realize that that's probably not the smartest thing to do. All the carbs, all the sugar, all the unhealthy stuff. But then you find out about Magic Spoon. MagicSpoon.com/Fightful. You can grab a custom bundle of cereal and try the magic for yourself. But what makes it different? 0 grams of sugar, 13, 14 grams of protein, only 4 to 5 net grams of carbs in each serving, and 140 calories per serving. But they've got cocoa, fruity, frosted, peanut butter, They've got blueberry muffin, maple waffle, honey nut, cookies and cream, cinnamon roll, all the flavors that you loved when you were a kid. From the classics to the cult favorites to the indulgent ones. All of them available at magicspoon.com/Fightful. They're so confident in their product, it's backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. And if you go to magicspoon.com/Fightful, use our promo code Fightful at checkout, you're going to save $5 off your order. magicspoon.com/Fightful.
Do you feel just like a different person now knowing that?
Like my mind is blown.
I mean, it's pretty great. That's from the birthday boy, Sean Ross Sapp.
Yes, it
and
is.
Darn it. If there was one thing that you could give to Sean for his birthday, assuming you don't have scoops, the best thing that you could do is give him $5 for Fightful Select to keep those scoops coming, baby. You gotta power through them. You gotta do it. You gotta give him $5. You gotta
I'm gonna need $5 from each one of you right now.
Shout out soft dongs and not Fruit Loops. Thanks, SRS. Says Grand B. SAS 1000 is a good point. Come on, Kate. You know Sean struggles with modern technology. It probably blocked you accidentally. LOL.
It's very possible. He was like, I'm going to go and I'm going to mute that Bret Hart word that everybody keeps bringing up. And then he accidentally blocked me instead.
I love that your Shawn Michaels is probably also your Betty White, because that was just amazing. That was just amazing.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
You nervous, bro? Because I'm bringing the impressions.
You are. No, you're taking
That was gold.
You're stealing my gimmick, bro.
No, I don't want to do more impressions because I don't want to get chats. I just want you to have to do them.
Right. It's true.
Everybody wish Sean a happy birthday in the chat. I'm not convinced the person yelling at us for just talking about nonsense for 10 minutes wasn't a Sean Ross Sapp burner.
Could be.
Could be his birthday gift to himself.
Queen Monet says, I'm happy they had Rhea show up. They had to get the first UK women's champ, and the pop she got was insane. And now I want Rhea versus Blair at some point. The Line Drive says, I think out of everyone, Blair Davenport has the greatest incentive not to lose. The last thing Blair wants is to wind up getting dommed like Dom for being on Rhea's shit list. It's true.
It's not wrong.
No. Hey, you know who has the wrong kind of heat? Joe Gacy and the Schism. When they're chanting stuff that needs to be bleeped, but not like, oh, it's like not like holy shit, but like apparently, I mean, listen, I'm not. The people in the stands were wrong as hell. Never chant things that have homophobic slurs within them. Let's not do that. But what you've done with Gacy and the Schism is make them so reviled anytime they're on screen, but not like, oh, I really hope I get to see that Joe Gacy get his comeuppance. In like just, oh God, with this crap again. And that's not their fault. That's these are all three of them are very, very talented performers. And the creative has just been asked for so long that nobody wants to see it. It is the wrong kind of heat. This is not the kind of thing you should be getting. And so much so that I was like, no, if it's the right kind of heat, and I was like, I tweeted out, it's the wrong kind of heat. This is the wrong kind of heat. And if I was wrong, when Cameron Grimes' music hit, there would have been a huge pop.
Correct. Because
we know Cameron Grimes is in here to pop Joe Gacy in the mouth, and we're really excited to see it. And when Cameron Grimes' music hit, nobody cared because they just want the feud to be over. They just want the whole thing to go away. Stop doing this, the crowd says. And that is kind of how I feel at home. And I like all four of the people. I think Joe Gacy has not been handed anything good to do with this character.
No.
At all. the fact that he's like done some things that are good with it are a miracle. If you gave him literally anything else to do, I think he would knock it out of the park. And poor GYV, they're one of the greatest tag teams in the world and never get to show it. And Cameron Grimes needs to be on the main roster tomorrow. Like, just get all of these guys as far away from all of this as possible. And I think they will all benefit. Not only that, the product you put on television will benefit.
I think that if you don't know Joe Gacy and like his work on the indies, that's a bummer, because he did do some really good stuff. He's nuts. He did some really insane shit and some really good work. GYV, we know what's capable of. For them to kill Cameron Grimes remember how over he was? Like, LA Knight era Grimes was so over. $1 million belt Grimes was so over. And this, it didn't really have legs. And then the stuff with Rick Steiner, I think really, I think that just didn't help anybody. Yeah. I don't think that helped Braun. I don't think that helps Gacy. No. And I'm with you. I think all of the people involved have so much potential. I don't understand why they also looked like they were on an Olympic podium. That was weird. But this does, and again, it's not Gacy's fault. This does feel very Diet Wyatt, because they haven't figured out. We're this far along, and I still am not like totally sure that they know what the story is. You know what I mean? Like, he uses like the otherworldly language, but he doesn't have superpowers. And he's not really controlling his lackeys so much. Like, I thought when it was Parker Boudreaux, like, there was actually an opportunity to do a thing where it was very like Gacy controls his guy, but that obviously didn't pan out, right? And GYV, you can't do that with, because they're too good in the ring. So I don't know what this is. Like, this is really rough.
Yeah. This is really bad.
I also want to see Joe Gacy wrestle. Like, he's pretty good.
Yeah. So they ask him to join. He says no. He gets in a fight, but then Joe Gacy stops them from fighting Cameron Grimes. I mean, they don't have a match. This is not part of this Worlds Collide thing. So this is going until what? October? When, like, Halloween Havoc is the earliest they could blow off this thing. We got 2 more months of this.
I mean, unless they just do it on a, well, they could also always throw in like a back to school bash or whatever, those specials that they just throw into stuff. But they might just, you know, it again, like 3 different regimes. It was like Vince, Shawn for a minute, and now if Triple H is getting involved, maybe he's just like blow off the feud and pull the plug on it. So we'll see. We'll see, man.
Line Drive says Grimes is trying so hard not to laugh at this ish. I would be. Yeah, it's not great, and it's not their fault. I mean, that's kind of what the whole thing is. I am a big fan of most of these performers, because I think they have more to give. They're being led in the wrong directions. Even the ones who I think aren't great, aren't great yet. They have way more seasoning to do in the Performance Center before you ever see them on television. You've been throwing them out into the wolves way too early. The ones I think I have a problem with are like, no. Just not yet. Like, put them back in the oven for a while. They ain't done yet. Then let them come out when they're ready, and then we can see what happens. But, you know.
There's literally one I can think of that I'm like, I just don't think that's it. And you could probably figure it out.
Yeah.
But I do feel like it's detrimental to do this to people that are at a developmental level, because it's like they gave Kevin Owens the Elias storyline and he made it work. Yeah. You are now giving people that don't have those chops this kind of stuff, and that's not fair.
Yeah. On to good things. Eddie Kingston. Tyler Valley says just announced Eddie versus Ishii on the buy-in, what they call it now the 0 hour. Sure. Let's do all of that. I mean, we're not getting Eddie versus Sammy on the main card, so let's get Eddie versus Ishii. on the undercard, yeah, absolutely. We'll watch all that.
Ishii was also injured for Forbidden Door. That's a really cool thing to just like.
Yeah.
That I have no problem with that being thrown on something last minute. That match is going to be incredible. And
if Ishii is still around in the States, he should face Pac for the All-Atlantic title on the on the Dynamite after, because he never got to be a part of that match, and Pac versus Ishii would hump. And then if you want to do more Kip Sabian stuff within at the end of that match, that's where you have Pac win and then have Sabian attack him afterwards. I think there's a really good way of doing that.
Love it.
So, hey, here's what here's not her fault, not really her fault. It's just Roxanne Perez vignette where she's the shit that's written for her is just so bad. When she hit me with that skateboard, or rather didn't, because it didn't actually connect with me in any way. When she hit me with that skateboard, I could feel my heart break in two.
Alex,
we were friends, but we're not anymore. And here's a close-up of my phone as I block her number, just so you can see that we're not really friends anymore. Kate, you know fashion more than I do. Is it a thing to wear like one band of sweater around one half of, like, it doesn't go over both arms, it goes like across one arm, so she's not able to lift one arm to the side because it's pinned to her torso, but then the other band of sweater just goes around her ribs and the other arm is free to do whatever. I've never seen that before, but I was taken aback that was a thing. Is that a thing now? Because if it is, it shouldn't be.
I don't know what Gen Z is doing in the fashion department.
Okay, thank you.
That ain't it. I'm not wearing your mom jeans that make me look like I have a poopy diaper in my pants. I'm not doing it. All right. I'm not parting my hair down the middle. I look like a little Dutch boy. It's not happening. No, Gen Z. And I'm not wearing I'm not wearing a sweater that gives me a sling. I can't move my arm. I'm not doing it.
It's not even a sweater. It's just like a tube top that she decided to go. It's a wool tube top that she put over one arm as opposed to both arms or no arms. It's just odd.
It was weird. Additionally, you cannot. This is when I was out on the promo, Alex, and I can't. My heart literally broke in two. No, it did not.
Yeah, I know.
It did not literally break in two. It figuratively did.
No.
Why do you go out of your way to put in a word that's the opposite of what it means?
Yeah.
These kids and their mom jeans with poopy diapers and their use of literally.
Yep.
When I was your age, we just threw the word like into everything for no reason.
Yep. Yep. Yes. I'm such an elder millennial. I'm like 2 months from being Gen X. That's how old I am. All of your newfangled ways are strange to me. I don't even know, man.
You're a cusper.
I'm a cusper.
Did you know before this that they used to be friends?
That's what I heard, but I've seen no evidence to back that up. Because whenever they were on screen together, they were like, "Hey, remember that time where that thing happened and we were both there? That was great."
They had all those memories.
Yeah.
Now they are not. I don't know if I just wanted to make sure you were up to speed.
So we got Pretty Deadly, the Yes Boys, and the Lash Girl versus the Horse Girl and Double Vest and the Beej. Thank God that the Beej is out here. He found the rest of his pants. Thank God for that, because thank heaven for small miracles.
We prayed to who was it?
To the man upstairs to help
St. Michael. Is St. Michael who you pray to when things go?
I think St. Michael is the patron saint of pants. Yes, I think so.
Pants? No, St. Anthony if things are lost.
Oh, Saint, yes.
You know who would know that? Is the Linda would know who you pray to.
Well, listen, I was hold on. I was married to several Catholics, but I myself am Jewish, non-practicing. because I never practice anything.
You should have prayed to St. Anthony over some of those husbands you lost. My goodness.
I prayed to everybody. I prayed to Vishnu. I prayed to anybody who would listen.
You prayed to your therapist.
Yeah. All right. So yes, I mean, wonderful. He found his pants. That's nice. But it's just one of those things where I have no time for any of it because I really don't care about this little feud. And then we had the Gallus, the Gallus. How do you the Gallus? Is that it sounds a lot more Scottish than Gallus. I like the Gallus. The Gallus. Is that
the Gallus is what they used to call you behind your back.
Listen, they called me the Gallus Caboose. That's what they called me. The Gallus Caboose over there. Yeah. Anyway, so now see, when I first saw Bobby Fish, we thought it was going to be his retirement match. That was in 1909.
That's such a good shit. Huge pop for that.
Yeah. No, Gallus comes out and attacks. There's a huge brawl, all this stuff. Later there's another thing another brawl. I think we all knew what this was going toward, and they just took a long time to announce the thing we all knew was going to happen. It took a lot of stuff to get there. Like we figured it out. We all figured it. We beat you to it. But we
picked up what you were putting down. Yeah. I think it's unfair. It was an unfair numbers game when you consider one team had a horse lawyer and the other just had 3 human beings. They didn't have any animals in their corner.
Mm-mm. Orion Ben says horse lawyer is now better than Lash in the ring. I mean, I think that was always the case, unfortunately. See, the whole thing is that Long Drive. See, I was born the end of September 1979. So depending on who you talk to, different generational experts have a different cutoff, and I'm either like right after it or right before it. So
Bobby Fish, you know what generation he was? Do you know?
The Greatest Generation, I believe. No, the great. He was the grandparents of the Greatest Generation.
Generation like A.
Yeah.
Like lowercase a.
Lower, yeah. There you go.
There are so many wrestlers that are older than Bobby Fish. I don't know why it's him. I think because he just looks so grizzled.
Because it looks like he is a time traveler from the age of bare knuckle boxing that lasted 3 days.
Yes.
Like if you go back and look up Three Fingers McGillicuddy fought some guy named The Brick, in outside in the rain in January in Vermont, and it took 4 days to finish. Like it was because all it is they just go around like this, and nobody would throw a punch unless they were sure they were going to land it. And the match went on until somebody was knocked out. There were no time limits. You just fought until one man couldn't get up again. He should be fighting kangaroos. He should. It's true. He wrestled Abe Lincoln.
Emancipation Proclamation in the whatever and where. Wherever. I don't know. Where would the
Emancipation Proclamation in Penn Station. How long has that been around? A while?
Just basically the garden. So
yeah. Hey, as Luis has put down, Andre Chase pinned Charlie Dempsey. God is dead. There is no God. He's abandoned us. I think I know what you're doing. You're giving the babyface, I don't know why he's a babyface, Andre Chase, a victory, a quick little Like, oh, he got a cute victory, not a cheating victory, but a cute one. Like Charlie Dempsey got out of the ring to punch Bodie Hayward in the face, got back in the ring and got caught by a little cute pinfall, and he lost. And so you have Andre Chase do that, so that in the next match, Charlie Dempsey can kill him as revenge. And that's how you're going to build Charlie Dempsey. But I don't like that booking. Like, this is not how I would do it. I would have Charlie Dempsey just murder everybody for a long time until he finds the guy who can beat him. But I don't know who that would be, and I don't know how long you do it. But I love Charlie Dempsey being the guy who is like, I will wrestle, I will bring anybody into this ring with me, and I will make that man scream, I quit. Like, that's what I'm going to do to this person every time. And I don't care who you bring in this, and have him do it, and have him every time. No. Bring me another one. Bring me another one. Like, I will not stop doing this until I get a title match or whatever he wants. Like, he's from that kind of stock. Do something good with him, you know?
What is Chase University? Like,
I know, man. You and I are in this thing. There are so many people who love this thing, and I honestly do not understand. I do not get the love for Chase University. I don't understand. Like,
it's not even that I don't get the love. I don't get what Chase University is.
No, exactly. No. Like, I don't get the love because I don't understand what it is. But I get it. I like it's professional wrestling. It doesn't have to make sense. Yeah, fine. But just like the whole way that they've done the build of this character, from like the jobbiest jobber who ever jobbed, who yelled at all of his students because he lost matches, and they would point out that he lost matches. There's a point where, like, Vic Joseph says, well, if there's one thing you don't do, it's lay your hands on Andre Chase's students. Like, because he'd prefer to beat them up himself? Like, because that's what you did with him, and you did nothing to switch him from the bad guy who yells at his students to the good guy who yells at his students. I don't know. When did our collective tastes change? I don't understand what it was.
What?
I don't know.
Like, what are we doing?
I don't know.
Like, he was never a lovable loser. He was just a dickhead that lost. And students went to his university to learn from someone who was awful at their job.
Yeah.
And now he's a face cuz. And what happens now that he wins? Nothing. I don't. You know what? It's appropriate that it's at Full Sail, because that's like kind of a diet school anyway. So that's why people love it.
Yeah. It's like he tried to set up one of those, like, we're East Southern New Hampshire University, like call us. We're totally not a fake school. But he actually made a school instead. Like, instead of actually doing the thing where, like, he hired a bunch of stock photos to make a website to make you think there was actually a real school that you were getting a correspondence course from, he actually made the full school. It's very odd. Feeling Dreepy asks if we can get Regal cutting a promo on his son for, like, you disappoint me, son. I swear to you, with every inch of violent venom that I have, I will turn you into a fighting man. Now, watch as I go over here and make goo-goo eyes at my friend, the man in the mask. Scrummy. Ooh. Graham B says, before university, Chase was a skater boy. I think wasn't this a gimmick? This is funny, but I cry remembering he was one of the best technical wrestlers in the indies. Harlem Bravado was a hell of a wrestler. I don't know what the hell Andre Chase is. He's wrestling in a fucking sweater and Dockers. I don't understand. I'll never get it. I just won't get it. Tom LaValle says, are the NXT people going to Wales as well? Are they going to stay at Chase U's British campus? Does Spirit Airlines fly to the UK? I have so many questions. There was a weird interview with JD McDonough. Says, imagine how it would feel to have a heart rate of 40 beats per minute. I think I was dying. Like, that's too low. That's a too low thing. But he's like, Wesley called me creepy. I'm gonna beat up Wesley. All right. I mean, don't. Wesley should win that match. Wesley seems to me like to have a much higher ceiling than JD McDonough, but maybe I'm wrong. I think I've been waiting now for months for Wesley to get that push where he cuts putting together a win streak and gets his match versus Carmelo Hayes for that North American title. And apparently he's not going to get it because he's going to be losing to JD McDonough soon. What are we doing?
I want Ricochet to just scoop him up while he's down here.
Yeah.
JD McDonough, I have no interest in this presentation of him whatsoever. I think he thinks he's like Dexter, but he just comes across as a dork.
Yeah. All right. It's fine.
Like if he went to Chase U, he would get picked on because all the other kids would be like, this guy's a dork. Why is he always spitting medical fun facts at me?
I don't know.
Just be cool, man. Let's have a conversation.
I think Jordan Devlin is a talented wrestler, skilled. But like, there are a lot of people who can do what he can do. Like Wesley is like we don't even get to see what he can do because they don't book him to be a guy who does all the stuff that he can do.
Yeah,
you know? It's weird. So then we got Zoe who beat the porn accountant, and she's very very angry. So much so that before she hits her crazy awesome flipping GTS thing that she does, she goes, liability my ass, and then hits it. So good for Zoe Stark.
Good for her. Bad for porn accountant. Maybe it's good that maybe she has this accounting job because she's like, I'm going to keep a 401k in case wrestling doesn't work out for me. I'm just going to get my ass kicked by Zoe Stark, but I still have my health benefits at my porn accountant job. Yeah.
I mean, that's good. Listen, health benefits is nothing to sneeze at. They don't get those in WWE.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why she's keeping the other job.
That's what I'm saying.
Because she can still get health insurance.
Stable. I get insurance.
Yeah. That's good. It was a fun little segment that I'm sure you loved. Nathan Frazier sitting there reading a comic book next to another guy holding a comic in front of his face. And he's like, and then he pulls it down and reveals that it's Axiom. And it's like, hey, maybe we like. It's kind of cool. The NXT UK guy. It's kind of cool. The NXT UK guys are over here. It's for miss me homeland. Yes, I do. But anyway, you wouldn't know anything about that, would you? You were never over there. So it's a very extended gag about how Axiom, who of course under the mask is Kid A, who was in NXT UK for quite some time.
I was a bigger OK Computer fan.
Nathan.
A Kid, not Kid A.
Listen. That
was a great Radiohead joke.
It was a great Radiohead joke. He should be Kid A because A Kid is stupid. I'm sorry. It's a dumb name. Because it allows me to do the thing, but why would they have a kid wrestle? That's crazy. That's insane. Why would you have a child wrestle?
Okay, that's why anyway, I love it.
A Kid, of course, is Axiom. And Nathan Frazier's like, over there, we used to have these British rounds matches. There was a whole title, the Heritage Cup. You wouldn't know anything about that. I get it. Because A Kid was the first ever champion of the Heritage Cup. See, and the thing of it is that if it was common knowledge among the average NXT viewer that, one, A Kid is even a person. and B, that he is also Axiom, and C, that that he used to be the Heritage Cup champion, then this gag would work a lot better. But because the average NXT viewer is 65 years old and probably doesn't watch NXT UK and doesn't know any of this, I think the humor is kind of lost on them. But that's just me.
Is the 1-2-3 kid, was he just a kid with the shift key? I guess not the shift key.
Right.
Alphanumeric.
Well, like the 1-2-3 kid was also a dumb name. He overcame it.
It's
you know?
true.
I mean,
It's true.
I'm not saying a kid didn't overcome it. It's still a dumb name.
That's true. CM Punk's a dumb name. He said it
Yeah.
himself.
You
You can overcome dumb names.
You can overcome it. There's still a dumb name. Yeah.
I don't know. I actually kind of liked this. I thought it was cute, and I felt like they pulled it off enough that if you got something was
Like,
going on, even if
I
you weren't
get it.
clued in. You know what I mean? I think
Right.
you knew enough to be like, oh, they clearly this guy was at least in NXT UK. You
Right.
might not get every level of the joke, but like their acting was okay enough that
Right.
I feel like you could at least understand there was a history there. if you
Anyway,
weren't
so
undone.
Axiom says, "You're on, mate," and then that's what they did. So
What's fun about
it's
this is it's my two favorite Alex impressions.
Yep. Sure is. So yeah, that match is going to be really good. I think each fall will last 2.5 minutes. They're just going to sprint until one of them gets a pinfall and do it again.
Yeah.
And it'll be great. It'll be a lot of fun, but I don't think it's going to be, because usually if you do 2 out of 3 falls, it's a long match. I do not expect this one to go longer than 15 minutes.
No. Hunter loves a good 2 out of 3 falls.
He sure does.
Loves that little playbook.
So the Gallus boys, they beat Demlos and Damon Kemp, who's now being referred to as DK because he's part of the in crowd. Roderick Strong came out with a cell phone and said, "I got the evidence right here." And then Damon Kemp threw it on the floor and stomped on it, which is just excessive. Like, we don't care about your evidence. No, I'm going to like damage your property. It just seemed too much. But then because he did that, because he was distracted by having to deal with Roderick Strong, he dove back into the ring and got pinned by the Gallus boys. Julius Creed continues to be, he's the closest thing I've seen since 2002 to baby Brock Lesnar. Some of the shit that he can do, I'm like, wait a minute.
What the heck? Yeah.
Wait a minute. Like, some of his deadlift stuff that he did in this match was insane. The amount, like, he's also so damned athletic, and the way he moves, like, he's just preternaturally gifted in all those things of what you do in the ring, like all the things you need to do. He just needs some more seasoning on the mic, or hey, I don't know, maybe Paul Heyman could talk for the guy, because there's some really cool stuff there. Something like that could be like, I honestly think there's a really cool connection, because Brock Lesnar was an amateur wrestler. He was like also very young and Paul Heyman was his guy. There's a really cool little thing. If Brock honestly, because they like people saying if Brock's gone for good, whatever. And if the partnership between Heyman and Roman ends, I think a perfect guy for Heyman to swoop in on and say, "This is my dude," is young Julius Creed, because of that comparison. I think it's really good.
Did it have to be this exact moment, Roddy? Like, was it so urgent?
I don't understand. Yeah,
this couldn't wait till after the match. Also, do you think this means that Damon Kemp has been sabotaging them in some way? Like with him crushing the phone?
Like that was the evidence. Maybe.
That's
Although I really don't need an extended Damon Kemp heel run. Because then he's going to have to cut a promo about, here's why I did it. Here's why I turned my back on the diamond mine, you know.
I agree with you, but I think that's what's going to happen.
I think you're probably right. So anyway, that was then we got a run in and a whole bunch of a giant brawl, and so it was announced that we're getting our 4-team, all the titles on the line, 2 British teams, 2 American teams, and it's going to be a tag team elimination match. I was thinking ladder match. This is much better. Because I honestly don't need to see any of these guys try and climb the ladders. It's not the same kind of a thing. If there was a team in there that was really athletic, maybe, but no. It's an elimination match. Here's where I go. Rednecks eliminated first challenge. That's the thing I'm looking for here. Get them out. 4 minutes in, the Beach gets pinned. Done. I'm done with those guys for a while. The 3 actual tag teams in here. Let them fight it out for another 12, 15 minutes. That's right.
The fact that they're in it and GYV is not is a crime.
Yeah.
It's awful.
Yeah.
This could be so cool if Grizzled Young Vets were in this. It would be so cool. They'd be so much fun to have here. Yeah, this should be fun. This should be good. I don't know. I just don't know. I feel like all the Diamond Mine stuff has gotten very, very muddy about like this constant. Someone's gonna leave. Okay. It's bad. It's distracting. It distracts from the fact that they're actually the title holders. I don't like it. I think the match will be pretty damn good. I'm excited.
Yeah. Luis trolling me over here says it's double vest beach. You're going to win the whole thing, and no, I can't allow that. I can't allow that to be a world that I live in.
Luis, if you weren't in charge of blocking people, I would say to block yourself.
Yeah, there you go. Line Drive says Gerald Briscoe, who scouted Julius, compared to a young John Cena before the rap gimmick. John Cena ain't never moved like Julius Creed moves, man. Like, John Cena can do a lot of stuff that Julius Creed can't do. Julius Creed is just, like, he's gifted. Just the way he moves, he's gifted. I mean, there's some stuff in there. So here's our actual main event. Okay. Carmelo comes out and says, I don't have anybody to challenge me for the North American title.
Wait, before your big reveal.
Yeah.
Last call for super chats and humper chats, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Ricochet comes out. And it was unnecessary, this jab, I thought, by Carmelo and Trick. Watch out, Trick. He's got a microphone. I don't even know he has to use it. And then Trick says, don't hurt yourself, dog. And then Ricochet says, man, you have these title defenses. Nobody remembers one of them. And I mean, that's not necessarily fair. He's always great in the matches, but nobody remembers them because nobody gives a shit about the feuds he's in.
Yeah.
And what's that? Bad creative. So when we talk about don't bury the talent's burying each other. You know what I mean? Like, that's the weird thing about it, is that they bury each other. And honestly, like, Ricochet's complaint against the reign of Carmelo isn't a complaint against Carmelo. It's really a complaint against creative. But here's the deal. Ricochet and Melo are going to mess around and might steal the whole damn weekend.
Yeah.
Like, if you got, like, Melo says to Ricochet, you were the greatest. I am the greatest. Let's have a match because I think I'm better than you. That's going to get under Ricochet's skin, and they're going to do some crazy ass shit. Like, I mean, I don't know if it'll be best match of the weekend, but if it turns out to be, because somebody said, hey guys, do whatever you want, and they just go balls to the wall. I mean, honestly, it's going to come down to preference, because I think Sheamus and Gunther could be really great. Do you want to see 2 Euro-style brawlers beating the shit out of each other? Or do you want to see Hobbs and Starks like a knockdown, drag out grudge match? Or do you want to see these two Ferraris keeping it at the red line for 12 and a half minutes? Like, honestly, what do you want to see? Because that's all up to you. But I want to see, I'll take a helping of each, please.
Yeah.
I think all three of them are going to be great. But those are the ones I have tabbed on my thing to be something truly special.
I think this is going to be a very healthy weekend for professional wrestling. Yeah. I really do. I think
the wrestling part of professional wrestling, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, I really do. I think match quality, work rate wise, things are going to be very, very good. And I'm very much looking forward to that. This was a really fun thing to pull out last minute. I think it's going to be an absolute show stealer. Like you said, it'll come down to stylistic preference, but I can't imagine this being anything other than a whole bunch of fun. And hey, what a fun thing to put Ricochet in. Like, you're not doing a ton with him. Yeah. They're still going to find his footing. I think they know, just from seeing him get featured at all on SmackDown, I think they're like, we know you love this guy. We're going to find something for him. But he already had the IC title, and he already fought Gunther for it. So they got to figure something else out. I think they're going to book him on the main roster real well. But right now, great use of him. Go for it.
Nerd Guru says NXT 2 cameo, NXT 2-point cameos. Am I right? It was
too many
really
cameos,
fun seeing,
maybe, but very fun.
Yeah, it was really fun seeing all those people show up tonight. But goddamn, Ricochet versus Melo is going to hump harder than most matches could ever hump. It's true.
It's true. The humpability is just through the roof.
This match is going to hump so hard, somebody's going to break a hip. Braun Wagner says, I smell a 5-star classic between Melo and Ricochet incoming. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
You're not even going to need Blue Chew because it's going to hump so hard.
No, it's true. Yeah. The Line Drive says, you would think that Gacy would understand concepts such as consent with his gimmick. No means no, Joe, for us fans and Grimes. It's true. Yeah.
It's true.
Polito Luis says, I might lose my fingers doing the play-by-play for the Melo and Ricochet match going so fast.
Good luck. Good luck.
Nerd Guru says, normal shows are overrated. Keep doing you, king and queen of the kingdom of sour. And why did that guy unsubstitute teacher? Denise, get it unsub.
That's very good. Look, you're stuck with this. So I appreciate the vote of confidence, but even if you didn't feel that way, it would just be bad news for you.
It's really Brian says, I didn't watch tonight because the TMNT Cowabunga collection came out, and that's a better use of my time than watching Grayson Waller, Last Legend, Double Vest of the Beach. Happy B-Day, SRS, and NXT ring announcer Alicia Taylor. It's true. By the way, right after this, on my personal YouTube channel, at Alex Sour Graps on YouTube, I will be streaming, playing some Cowabunga collection. So, yeah, come over there and hang out if you'd like. Subscribe if you haven't. It's a fun time.
Definitely go substitute teacher over there.
Mm-hmm. And Paul Elizabeth said, my friend said Blue Chew works. I asked, can you get it over the counter? He said, sure, if I take 2.
Hey! See?
This
is where I get my jokes from.
That's
a dad
penis
joke
from Kate's father.
That is a penis joke from my dad.
Oh, I forgot to say this.
I could have read it as a Blue Chew segue, and now I can't.
I forgot to say this, though. I should have done this. I forgot. The best thing that happened all night, honestly. Joe Gacy says to Cameron Grimes, your loneliness is killing you.
I must
there's
confess,
no way that they said that, not knowing what it would do to literally everybody watching the show. Because I immediately said, and I still believe. So Simon Renshaw says, Alex, please do a Britney Spears impression. But Orion Ben says, Regal singing "Hit Me, Baby, One More Time." So let's see.
That means one verse is Regal, and then one is
right.
Britt. Britt.
Oh, baby, baby. How was I supposed to know that something wasn't right here? Oh, baby, baby. I shouldn't have let you go, and now you're out of sight. Yeah. Show me how you want it to be. Tell me, baby, because I need to know now. Oh, because my loneliness is killing me. And I must confess, I still believe, Man in the Mask. When I'm not with you, I lose my mind. Give me a sign. Hit me, baby, one more time. Right here. Hit me right here. Oh, you scrummy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. War games.
Regal would have some like fun fact about how hitting you right there actually inflicts more pain because
it's true. Right
so
here
great.
At the point of the jaw, you can hit a nerve that'll travel all the way down your arm and make you completely numb here. I'm feeling anything but numb right now. I'm all tingly for you.
The whole we'll have a Blackpool Combat appreciation moment if we can, because the way that came together has to be one of the coolest organic things in wrestling. Like Danielson turning heel, I didn't think was going to be something that stuck around. It's been phenomenal. I didn't know if he and Moxley were going to be a tag team or face each other and have a blow off. And then they end up forming a stable. And then it just so happens Regal gets released and they form the Blackpool Combat Club. Was like just match made in heaven after match made in heaven after match made in heaven for that. And poaching Wheeler from Best Friends. Like, what a phenomenal coming together. We love that.
Yeah, it's very nice.
We can talk about NXT again.
I mean, I have to. We do more of these songs, apparently, because that's the thing. I apologize. I'm still under the weather, so I'm not able to hit the high notes.
Suck it up, Linda. Let's go.
T Electric Mayhem says, thank you both for being you. Jukebox for Axiom singing I've Been Everywhere by Johnny Cash.
NXT UK, man.
Okay. All right, here we go.
I've been everywhere, across the deserts, through the mountains, till I heard my son, I've been everywhere. I've been to Green Stable, Southern Minnesota, Dallas, Raleigh, Winslow, Central, everyone says it's Texas, Oklahoma, there's a turning on metal and wrestling, everyone knows, what the go tell me, I've been everywhere, I've been everywhere, I heard my son, driving everywhere.
You absolutely have to go back and listen to that middle part of that, because it just sounded like you were going like sound like a turkey.
Well,
Garble, garble.
There you go. Ace Shock says, maybe HBK sings Sorry for 2004 by Ruben Studdard. HBK sings it? I don't do an HBK. So it's going to be Linda. Linda's going to sing it because that's the one I do the best, I think. It's like I missed a shot. It's like I dropped the ball. Damn, I'm sorry. It's like I'm on stage and I forgot the words. Damn, I'm sorry. It's like I'm building a new house with no roof and no doors. Listen, husband number 3 thought he was going to build us our dream house. It ended up being an outhouse, let me tell you. No roof and no doors. It's just the word. Damn, I'm sorry. It's like trying to propose and I ain't got the ring. Oh, damn, I'm sorry. But, girl, I've apologized a million times before. I'll apologize a million more. So here it comes again for all the wrong I've done. So get ready, babe. Here's 1,000,001. Girl, this is my sorry for 2004. That was a rough year, I think, for all of us. And I ain't gonna mess up no more this year. I'm gonna take this one chance and make it real clear. I'm sorry for May, and I'm sorry for June, and I'm sorry for July. In case I don't tell you August, September, October, November till your December, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, 2004. I had a terrible like gastrointestinal thing.
Oh.
So you remember it was you couldn't even
How
be
could
around
I forget?
me.
I wish I could forget. I
It's
wish
so
every day I try and forget 2004 and your gastrointestinal issues.
Yeah, I don't even know.
You were between husbands, so I was driving you to the appointments.
Yes, I don't even know. It's so true. I don't even know what to do. What is there other ones here? What are we doing? Okay. NCB says I would like to hear Finn Balor sing "Papa Was a Rolling Stone" by the Temptations.
He's a bad stone.
It's a song about a bad father. It's literally a song about a bad father.
I know, but they don't say that in it, right?
Well, I mean, but basically, hold on. It was the 3rd of September. That day I'll always remember. Yes, I will, because that was the day that my daddy died. I never got to see him. Never heard nothing but bad things about him. Mom, I'm depending on you to tell me the truth. Mama just hung her head and said, son, Papa was a rolling stone. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. And when he died, all he left us was alone. Papa was a rolling stone, yeah. Wherever he laid his hat was his home. And when he died, all he left us was alone. He was a bad father. I'll let you answer this, Kate. Jess Cardenas has a question.
I think that's fine because they clearly had to disrupt the build going into the pay-per-view. What bums me out is I was hoping we were going to get him and his Ruby versus Tay and Sammy. So it sucks that, of course, Ruby gets caught up in this bullshit. But unless they run back the Ortiz gimmick. But I think it's going to be a great match, and I don't mind it being on the 0 hour because I think it's the type of match that might make someone buy the pay-per-view, which is what the point of that whole thing is supposed to be. So I like that they stole the ROH 0 hour lingo too. That's fun. That's more fun than the buy-in.
Now we have it's really Brian says, has anyone requested the super obvious When Worlds Collide by one-hit wonder Power Man 5000 yet? I haven't thought about that horrible song since high school. Let's have Finn sing it, because I heard he was one of the 20 cameos tonight, and it's a bad songer. Okay, here we go. Oh my God. Okay. I also have not heard about this song. Thought about the song in a very long time. No, this is what it's like when worlds collide. This is what it's like when worlds collide. Now, this is what it's like. What is it when it's really going on here? You got the system for total control. Now, isn't anybody out there? Now watch us suffer. Yeah, because we can't go. What is it really? What's in your head? What little life that you had just died? I'm going to be the one that's taken over. Now, this is what it's like when worlds collide. Are you ready to go? Because I'm ready to go. What are you going to do, baby? Baby, are you going with me? Because I'm going with you. That's the end of all time. You're a bad father.
I have a Power Man 5000 fun fact about my life.
Oh, my goodness.
Can you believe that? Power Man 5000 played a local venue here called Starland Ballroom about 1 million times. Mm-hmm. And they would put all the pressure on the opening acts to sell all the tickets because they didn't actually draw. And my friends, who at that time were in a band called Roots of Rebellion, opened for them, outsold them. And my friend, my sorority sister, actually, who came with me, was talking to the drummer of Power Man 5000. And he was like, so are you excited for the show? And she was like, oh, yeah, we're here for the opener. I heard that like the main, like nobody gives a shit about them. We don't really care. Had no idea she was talking to their drummer and just drunkenly disparaged them for like a good 10 minutes. It was phenomenal. And halfway through the interaction, I knew, but I just let the whole thing keep happening.
Nice. That's very funny.
I'm a heel.
Orion Ben wants Nathan and Axiom singing Come Sail Away by Styx, which isn't even really a duet, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm sailing away, setting open course for the Virgin Sea, because I've got to be free to face the life that's ahead of me.
I'm ready to go down, so climb aboard, we'll search for tomorrow, all days and shore, and I'll try, to carry on.
I look to the sea, reflections in the waves spark my memory, some happy, some sad. I think of childhood friends and the dreams we had.
And so the story goes, but somehow we missed out on the pot of gold. But we'll try the best that we can to carry on.
A gathering of angels appeared above my head. They sang me to this song of hope, and this is what they said. They said,
I hope somebody entered the stream just right as
it's just a thing that I did that. I just did that. I just did that. Thank you, Allie. It's very sweet of you.
Right here. You owe me $35.
She owes us both $35.
She does.
2
months.
Orion also says, thanks for letting me nag y'all on Twitter, Team KLX, and thanks for Luis keeping order. Yes, lots of love to you too, Orion Ben. Tom LaValle says, I need What's New Pussycat in like 6 voices. And then you and I have a duet to end. So
come on.
I know. All right, here we go. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, 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 whoa. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, 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 whoa. Pussycat, pussycat, I've got flowers and lots of hours to spend with you. So go and power your cute little pussycat nose. Pussycat, pussycat. I love you. You're such a little pussycat man in the mask. Yes, you are. You're so delicious. I can eat you up. You and your pussycat nose. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, 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 whoa. What's new, pussycat? Whoa, 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 whoa. Pussycat, pussycat, you're so thrilling, and I'm so willing to care for you. So go and make up your big little pussycat eyes. Pussycat, pussycat, I love you. Yes, I do. You and your pussycat eyes. And Bob's your uncle. That wasn't 6.
Great
it
news.
Was only like 4, but, you know.
Great news for me. I'm not in this duet. That's you and you, buddy.
Oh, my God.
Linda and Regal. Normally I would jump in and save you, but that duo was too good.
No. Well, hold on. Lakeshore Drive as sung by Pete Dunne. Okay. I don't know this one, but I guess I got to do it, huh?
You don't know Lakeshore Drive? You are creeping up to Gen X if you don't know.
I'm very. I don't know who is. I don't know who these people are. Okay. Here we go. There's a road I'd like to tell you about. Lives in my hometown. Lakeshore Drive. The road is called. We'll take you up or down. From Radford up to Riches. 15 minutes you can fly. Pretty blue lights along the way. Can help you right on by. And the blue lights shining with a heavenly grace help you right on by. And there ain't no road just like it anywhere I found. Running south on Lakeshore Drive, heading into town. Just slipping on by on LSD. Friday night trouble bound. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'm Pete Dunne. I don't care.
No, you're Butch.
No, I'm not. I'm not Butch. I'm not going to be Butch. All right, last one. This is the last one. No more. Lord Jackson wants me to do a duet with myself as Regal and Linda. This is hard because I got to do the glasses back and forth. All right, here we go. And you and I have done this as a duet before. As
We
two
have.
different people. We have. So
At
this is
least
now,
once.
I think, my first time ever doing it with myself. Here we go. This is going to be difficult. All right. Hold on. Sorry. I want
I
to
wonder
make
if
sure
they
I get
ever
this right.
dated. Regal
Oh,
and
you
Linder.
never know, right? You never know. It's always
Regal
possible.
and the Linder.
Yeah, you never know. I mean,
The
I mean,
woman with the glasses.
they certainly moved in the same circles, I would say, right?
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Don't go breaking my heart. I couldn't if I tried. Oh, honey, if I get restless. Baby, you're not that kind. Don't go breaking my heart. You take the weight off of me, and listen, that's a lot of weight, because I honestly, I could stand to lose a few pounds, but it's all those Oreos. Oh, honey, when you knock on my door. Oh, I gave you my tea. Oh, nobody knows it. When I was down, I was your clown. Oh, nobody knows it. Right from the start, I gave you my heart. Oh, I gave you my heart. But I have a lot of heart troubles now, so really you might want to return that, because I think it's been damaged. Anyway, so don't go breaking my heart. I won't go breaking your heart. Don't go breaking my heart. Listen, I can't take another one. I had a pacemaker installed. My heart gets broken again. That might be it. Might be kaput. That was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, but I'm very happy. Hold on. Would Butch sound like the Tasmanian devil? I don't know what the Butch would sound like. He definitely still wouldn't care about anything. Kayden, hope you have a great day at work tomorrow.
Thank you. Y'all wholesome.
Good night, and Gabagool be with you all, says
And also
JB
with
Pringle.
you.
And Alex says, see you in a few minutes, making a coffee, says Alpha Bill. And Allie trying to explain this to her mother is very, very, very funny.
Oh, man. You guys rule.
Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us.
And continue to hang out with Alex. Go to his YouTube channel.
Come to my YouTube channel, Alex Sour Graps on YouTube. I'm going to be playing some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the Cowabunga collection. Should be a lot of fun. And we'll see you soon-ish. And you're going to be seeing a lot of us on Fightful Select this weekend. So please, if you're not subscribed, do that, because more of this ridiculousness. Okay. Bye, everybody. Keep cool, gabagools.